very close and contested here.
Take a look here at the defense rolling out here for the one-shot side. We're going to have Rasties on the McCree, Spazzo on Mercy, Chronic on the Reinhardt, Psycho Waffle on the Lucio, Ultimate Weapon on the 76, and Exy on Widow. And I'll tell you from experience, just seeing him in pubs all the time, Exy is a very, very good Widow. I would not be surprised to see him give Zen all sorts of trouble here early on Numbani.
Yeah, we'll see what they actually lock in here on offense to try to counter that Widow. Now, an offensive Widow isn't great on this map, but you're after going to have some answer to the distance damage that they're going to be putting out in the Soldier 76 and Widow on that defensive ledge. Offensively, it looks like they are going to run double McCree. That's going to be Sickness and Blam. Sakari is going to run Mercy. Spo will be on Lucio. Arc is going to shield it up with Reinhardt. And then to deal with that Widowmaker, they're going to choose a Winston, and that is Michael.
So the timer has started. Both teams looking to set as quick of a time as possible to get some very, very valuable points. And here it comes, the offense for Zen on the way. And the interesting thing here is that sometimes teams will go up the middle and sometimes they'll go to the left. And it's looking like Zen might be just choosing the left.
Seems like left has been much more successful on this map than going mid.
And here we go. They're not wasting any time. In they come. Raz is in the back, looking for the pickouts. Both teams still full strength. And Ultra up, going to take out Michael 3D for first blood in the game. The offense right now really not getting the engagement that they need. The defense swarming. Exy with two very quick Widowmaker picks. And Zen gonna have to go back to drawing board. A very, very good opening here for one shot.
Offense has to capitalize on that when the Winston jumps in. If he's going to jump in and go 1v3, that takes 3 people out of the fight. Your remaining 5 have to win their fights on the other side, and none of them did.
So the defense right now setting back up. And you see this on the Numbani where teams will not really gather in one spot on defense. They'll go some to the left, some to the right. They'll really mix it up. And now we'll see just what Zen does on their second offensive run here. Would not be surprised to see him go up the middle, and that's exactly what they're doing. Winston going right on Exy. Exy going to get taken out by Sickness. Sickness with the swap on the Widow, making his mark. 2 quick kills here for Zen, and now they can be very, very aggressive. They're moving forward. McCree trying to do anything on the defense to bring this back, and Ultimate Web getting a few picks as well. Defensive Earthshatter is out, and the defense 3 quick kills are bringing this back. The hammer is swung, and that was looking really good for Zen to start things out, but one shot really slamming the door on them.
There's actually huge plays by Chronic. Michael 3D and Arc jumped in on the Widow. That opened up space for Sickness. Sickness got the shot in. They got another pick after that. They had a 6-on-4 and a big opportunity to take the point. And, you know, very good recovery by Zensity to keep that going. They got 6 frags in a row.
Yep, the offense now not wasting any time. They are getting back into the fray here. Looks like they're going to be going up the left side, deciding not to go up the middle yet again. Here they go. Winston's going to be leaping in just a moment. Arc, though, eating a little bit of poke before going in. Hopefully he does not regret that. He's down to half before this has even started. Both Widows looking, Widowmaker looking for pickups here. Rats not able to get the stun off just yet. Both teams still full strength. The offense does get on the point, but here comes a Deadeye from Raz, going to take out the Winston. First blood for the defense, and now the offense really just looking a bit discombobulated here.
It looks like their strategy was to just get a 3rd and be happy with that. The Winstons were just hanging on the point. They were playing very reactive rather than aggressive. I'm not certain that that's exactly what his role should be. They did end up popping Primal Rage, try to keep more time on that, but they looked like they were just going for a 3rd of it, and that's not really the attitude that's going to win you maps.
I'm going to note here that we also have a switch up. Exy was on Widowmaker, now deciding to go for the double 76, and double 76 on defensive points like this has been very effective. Here we go, the offense running back in again. Ultimate Web going to pop the tack visor, looking for quick kills, moving forward. Mercy going to get taken out, just absolutely rushing forward. 3 kills for the defense, and after they got that first pick, they were just very content to rush down the remainder of the offense, and one shot looking very dominant here in a way that I was not quite expecting.
No, this double Winston play has not worked out for Zensity. In the very first time they used it, they did get the pick on Widow, and then that was their best opportunity so far. But other than that, they've just been feeding ults to one-shot the entire game, and now they only have 130. They're going to switch off into double McCree themselves, but it may be, you know, just too late in the change.
It just seems like they haven't figured out how they want to start a fight. The Winstons didn't work, the Widow didn't work, now they're going to try to just bomb rush with the Reinhardt.
Oh, big Earthshatter comes out from Chronic, knocks down 3 people, sets up the entire offense, and as a result, 3 members of the offense going to go down immediately. Resurrection coming out for the defense. Blam, though, keeping things alive. Some really nice McCree playing. The offense still has life here. Sickness and Blam going absolutely off. The kill feed filling with red, and they might be able to take this after all, after what was a very, very not great start for them from that Earthshatter. Wow.
Sickness is a pretty good cowboy. That has a lot of his name in the kill feed there, just absolutely cleaned up. And I think one of the reasons we talked about McCree being just very good overall, but he's also a very snowballing hero. You can end up with 4, 5, 6 kills even on a McCree.
So I can't say it's so surprising that once they went double McCree, they won the team fight. I mean, that's kind of happening right now in Overwatch. That happens a lot.
So we do see Xe switching back to the Widowmaker. Time-wise, it's worth noting that for the Zen offense, they're not going to be able to get a gold medal here, but silver is still entirely possible. Of course, he has silver medal and 2 points. You need to get under 8 minutes. Sickness and Michael 3D on the offense pick off 3 people together. Xe right now is looking for the pickoffs as Widow, but a lot of his team is dead. This might be a bit of a wasted opportunity here, and now he's just going to have to run out. The Widow flank not paying off at all. And now look at the offense. They're loaded for bear. They have 4 ultimates. Now 5 ultimates all charged up. This is bad news for One Shot.
Yeah, best case scenario is to get the checkpoint, save all the ults, try to win the game on a final team fight.
And here we go, next fight about to begin here. Arc has the Earth Shatter at the ready. Soundbearer did come out for the defense, may have been blown a little bit preemptively. High Noon is out and Blam with the quad kill. The Earth Shatter though, not really doing much after that as Sickness comes in with a Deadeye of his own. McCree domination coming out. It was absolutely High Noon, and as a result, this is going to be a full team wipe in favor of Zen, and Zen really coming alive.
Extremely tentative play, though. If you're going to bust your defensive sound barrier like that, then go. They just busted their sound barrier and just waited around to get shot in the head.
I've got you in.
Here we go. Next fight is on the way. We do see Ultimate Weapon blowing the defensive tac visor, but immediately has to back off. He's under a lot of pressure. The offensive sound barrier is out. Xe now on Hell Presidente. Bastion himself does take out Sickness. They're hoping that the Bastion play will at least buy them a little bit of time here. They need to hold for another 2 minutes if they don't want to go down 2 points here to Zen. And they just need to keep holding on.
Bastion plays good. Final point on this map. We've seen Widow and we've seen Bastion do very well, so I'm okay with either choice Xe wants to play right now.
At the very least, it should make them switch off their composition a little on the offense. I mean, McCree's and Soldier 76s can do some damage, but it's distance and it's not extremely bursty, so they might force at least some change out of them, and it buys time at the very least.
Here we go. The Deadeye is coming out here. Deadeye has been doing so much work this game. Blam looking for anything he get. Will take out the Bastion. Meanwhile, Chronic is on the point, does have Earth Shatter up. His Earth Shatter might be entirely key to defend this point as Blam explodes for a double kill. The defender is now down to 3 people. This is not looking good. The offense very much going forward here. They are potentially on the verge of a silver medal time.
Tank mode did some work though. I mean, now they're just kind of trading kills, and they were getting rolled over, so any kind of stall out they can put on here is pretty good.
I have to say, Sakari and Spazzo both playing very well for each of their teams. Huge reses on both sides, you know, keep continuing the team fight going, making sure that they can stay on it.
Yeah, so the offense will end up stalling out here. It was looking really, really good for them, just did not quite get what they were looking for. Next battle here will be underway, and nope, we do have Ultimate Weapon on Genji. Ultimate Weapon, for those who weren't around in Beta 1, was sort of known for having one of the better Genjis early on, but here we go, the offense is rolling in. Ras, though, with the double kill on McCree. Arc, though, striking right back. Sickness with the Deadeye, and a beautiful reflect from Ultimate Weapon. Denies the High Noon. Absolutely beautiful stuff coming up here from the defense of One Shot, and they are reestablishing, and it looks like Zen, if they do finish out this map, will have to be content with a mere 1 point.
Yeah, 2 minutes. They are chasing a little bit. They have to be kind of careful. Chronic and the Genji are chasing down kills. They don't want to, you know, get caught out there, give up a couple free kills, and then end wasting this defense, because now they're in a good spot. They got Earth Shatter, they have Res, they have Sounder, all the tools you want on a defensive play.
Yeah, the sound barrier is coming out here from the defense, but a gigantic Earth Shatter. Arc knocks down 4 people. The offense is on their way. Ras, though, going to fight right back, takes out Arc. Xe now as the Bastion, keeping the defense in it. This is an absolute scrap fight here on top of the payload. The defense picking up 3 kills towards the end. Arc moving forward, zoning people out. Sickness with the shots. And now the offense on top of the payload. Ultimate Weapon, the last person on the card has to stay on, but no, he will go down. And the time, very close to being a silver medal time, but in the end, Zen's still going to sell for 1 point.
Zen City should feel lucky that they were able to even complete that map. One shot shut them down. The entire first point, Zen City was barely able He's getting first time. As we see, huge Deadeye. This is probably by far playing the game, but you know they didn't kill Mercy, so that was at least able, you know, to keep that team fight going. That was a big mistake though from One Shot. They rushed in to try to make sure that Sensei didn't get the second checkpoint, but they were too late, and then that cost them the entire team fight. Everyone died, and that could have been the minute that was the game.
Yeah, a couple really early sound barriers in that game on defense. That first one there that you saw kick off the play of the game, but they didn't really capitalize on it and be as aggressive as I'd like to see. If you're going to pop your sound barrier first on defense, then you have to be ultra aggressive with it. They also did it very close to the last point too. They popped their sound barrier first, and then they popped their Earth Shatter first, and they lost both of those fights because they were just not patient in their play.
Prepare to attack.
So here we go, reversing sides here on the Bonnie. Both teams, of course, and again, this is the upside to this new system, is that even no matter what, there's a very strong incentive for One Shot to try and complete this as quick as possible. But Zen will get away with 1 point nonetheless. So, taking a look here at the defense coming out from the side of Zen. We'll know it is in just a second, but I would not be surprised to see more 76 play. 76 has definitely come to vogue on the Bonnie, more so than other maps. I'd say this map and Gibraltar is where we've been seeing quite a bit of 76 as of late.
I'll be watching.
Yeah, I mean, same principles, long maps, a long hit scan. Better than McCree in that way because there's no drop-off damage. So that's why you're just going to see a lot of soldiers in that way. Widow still can take over games. We didn't really see it from either team. We saw some nice shots from Sickness, from XE, but we've seen with other teams and other players that you can completely win both the first point and hold down the second point with Widow alone.
I think this defensive Reaper is coming up in anticipation of a double Winston offense coming through. We saw a little bit of Reaper earlier today in a different event. Tavik actually ran it to some great success too. Reaper's kind of been in and out of the meta, but with all the double tanks and double Winston you're seeing, I think you might end up seeing a lot of teams pepper in a Reaper here and there.
So 10 seconds here till the match begins. A timer will begin. Take a look here at the defense. Coming out for the side of Zen, we're going to have Sickness on the McCree, Spo on Lucio, Blam on the defensive Widowmaker, Michael 3D on a defensive Reaper, Sakari on Mercy, and Arc on Reinhardt. And defensive Reaper, that's not something you see all the time now. There was a point in Overwatch where you'd see Reapers on every map, and Reaper, much more situational nowadays.
It does feel risky to me. I think the reasoning definitely is to prepare for double Winston, but what if you're wrong? And they kind of are wrong. There is only one, so we'll have to see how it plays out.
Here we go, the first fight is underway. XE able to get that very first pick off, moving forward. Double kill here for XE. How to start things up, but Michael 3D as Reaper able to fight right back. It's a double kill. Both teams really fighting it out here, but ultimate weapon over the top with the support of Raz, and this is going to be a very, very quick cap here for the side of One Shot. One Shot getting through point A much quicker than Zen did.
I mean, XE with two huge picks to open up, even though he dies right after, it's already a 5-on-4 by then. And that's opened up so much space, and that allows Ultimate Web to jump in. Michael 3D gets 2 of his own, turn around the fight, but it's still not enough to really win that. Once it comes down to so few numbers.
So the defense now going to have to settle up here and defend on the streets facing the Bonnie. And the Deadeye coming out now from the side of Raz, and speed boost is out. And that's one thing that you see a lot with McCree is where the Lucio speed boost is a static boost, so you speed up, he can go in, and XE with the quick double kill on Widowmaker. Raz with a double kill as well, and One Shot is just having their way with Zen right now. I don't think anything has gone right for Zen in this game thus far.
Yeah, I mean, they're rolling pretty hard on him. Seems to be having no answers here. Now, even if they're getting big resurrections, they're not following up on them. This resurrection, again, here is just to bring up 1 or 2 players in the offense to keep this momentum going. They capitalize on his Ultimate Web takes down Blam, and right now, if you're defense, you got to be looking into answers, trying to maybe change your composition. Blam's probably going to stick on Widow because he's about at 100%, but it's not like he's, well, now, there it is. He switches off on a Tracer of all things.
I mean, XE has been dominating him one-on-one
Yeah,
on Widow this entire time. If you don't win the battle of one Widow versus Widow, you may as well just go off. And there are some players where, yeah, you just got to keep trying because you have to win eventually. But if you can't do it, I think it is better to try an entire different way
I thought
of
he
thinking.
might have stayed because he almost had ult, and that gives you a huge advantage in your Widow v Widows, but I think even with that advantage, he might have had trouble against XE.
But I do think it's a mistake for
next
just
fight.
Blam to go Tracer, no one else.
The next fight is about to be underway here. Right now, One Shot on the verge of saying an absolutely devastating time. Exy looking for the pick off, not able to get the headshot on the McCree. The grapple somehow sends him back. He gets absolutely wrecked by 3 people on the other team, but still the offense still moving forward. Ultimate Weapon able to take out Sickness. Ratsy having himself an offense here. Double kill, triple kill for Raz, and Raz going absolutely ham in that fight, and as a result, this could be a very quick gold medal finish for One Shot, and there it is.
What was Zensity even doing at the end? I don't understand what just happened in that final team fight. One Shot is just coming up on the cart. Zensity decides, all right, let's just give them all of mid and go right side of spawn. They continue pushing up the cart. They enter into some, disastrous team fight, and then One Shot gets it in. That was very poor play at the end.
Yeah, Zen, I think, just got caught off guard. I mean, it started with them losing point A relatively decisively, and they never really found their footing the entire game. In that last fight, they really focused on Exy because Exy was having a great run of it up to that point. And I mean, Exy died to like 3 different things at the same time. But while they were doing that, the rest of the offense was able to gauge in, and it just did not work out well at all for Zen. And as a result, 3 points are going to be going to One Shot, and One Shot now in a great position to win the set.
Yeah, it seems like they didn't really have a backup plan or a transitional plan too. Everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face, which they absolutely did. So then it was just like, well, I guess I'll switch to Tracer. I guess I'll do this. I guess I'll do that. But there's really no cohesion. And as you mentioned, they just were unable to find their footing. In Overwatch, really, it's the teams who have a second, third, and fourth plan and can execute and transition to it. What happens if we get rolled? What do we switch to if they're doing this? What do we switch to that? It looked they were unprepared after they lost that first point.
And a 251 time pretty much is the equivalent of getting punched in the face in Overwatch. So I think that's pretty apt. Blam going Tracer and just him going Tracer really doesn't seem like to me that they have that second, third plan that you speak of. A lot of the top premier teams, best teams in the world, they have direct one counters to what's happening, or option B, C, and D, depending on what portion of the map it is, what the map it is, and who they're playing against. I think that's one of the bigger things for the mid-tier teams that is showcase the difference between the top tier and the mid tier, is that the mid tier has probably 1 or 2 really good standard setups they have on a lot of these maps, but they are not able to execute the counters and the on-the-fly decision making that a lot of the premier teams can.
All right, so we are moving here to Hollywood. A silver medal time or better will be victory here for One Shot. One Shot not having to complete the map too quickly. If the silver medal is 8 minutes or less. Hollywood, though, is a map that people have really been stalled out on in the past.
Reunited held this map on first point earlier today without giving up even really a fight at all. So I didn't get to see second point Hollywood, which is one of my favorite areas in all of Overwatch. But it'll be interesting to see if we see a defensive Symmetra, which is still kind of a staple on this map. And if so, where she puts up a teleporter. Cloud9 plays it very defensively. Other teams will reinforce in a different area as well. But it looks like we will see that defensive Symmetra.
I mean, I think it's definitely the way to go. Symmetra is so good on this map because of the amount of places you can put the teleporter. You can put it in the back of the base. You can put it, outside the back of the base. There's several different rooms and houses that you can utilize, and it still feels like it's the right decision to go here. And even having the Torb, which they're going to go to as well with BO3, that also seems like it's we've seen that a lot in the meta. So those picks don't really surprise me. What I'm interested to see is what teams on offense start playing quad DPS compositions. I think Rogue is one of the first teams to really start doing it, and Cloud9 has followed through, where you don't necessarily need 2 supports to take the first point, and then a single Mercy or a single Lucio can get you through there.
I'll take a look here at the defense coming out from the side of Zen, a defense that's going to need to hold for at least 8 minutes or they will be out of this tournament, or at least be sent to losers bracket. Is going to be Arc on Reinhardt, Blam on McCree, Sickness on the 76, Sakari on Mercy, Michael 3D on the Torbjorn, and Spo on the Symmetra.
Well, they are running 2 DPS on offense. That's going to be Exy and Ratsy on the Cowboy McCree. Chronic and Ultima Web are going to tank it up in Reinhardt and Zarya. Psycho is going to be playing Lucio and Spazo on Mercy.
And Hollywood is interesting. We've seen a lot of different approaches here on the first attack. We've seen teams take their time, and we've seen teams rush in, but look at One Shot here. They are choosing the direct approach. They are rushing right in, looking for the first pickoff. Not able to get just yet. Rat right now able to take out that turret. Both teams still at full strength. The defense really bending but not breaking as Blam takes out Chronic, and this is not a bad hold here thus far from the defense. They're pushing back out. Blam now able to be way more aggressive after those first 2 picks. And Mercy Resurrection is out, but Xe going to go down right away as Blam doing all sorts of work for the defense.
Yeah, once their tank went down, they had no protection to long-range spam down that turret, which was just hanging away at all and doing sustained minor damage and just absolutely wrecking their health pool. So Chronic dying early on there was really brutal for them, and also made them burn a resurrection.
Yeah, and then now it's going to be a little bit rough for One Shot. Now Zen City has Teleporter. Now Zen City has, Resurrect on Mercy, and they're going to have to win a team fight very decisively.
Well, team fight is coming in right now. We do have the Graviton Surge coming up, and here comes a defensive tack visor over the top. 3 kills here for the offense, but the defense straight right back. Sickness absolutely tearing the offense apart from this position. No one is able to get on the 76, and as a result, he is going to single-handedly win this defense for his team. Really, really good play coming out from Sickness.
That spot has been 76's favorite spot since the beginning of this map. You always put a 76 there, he abuses the railing to get it out of there, and then just the distance damage. No one can really deal with him. You send a Pharaoh over the top and he'll plunk her out of the sky. It's just really hard to get in that position. Teleporter is in a very Cloud9-ish spot. This is a very Cloud9-ish build going on for the defense too.
Yeah, safer, further back.
The offense is about to make their next approach here. Blam will have that Deadeye up. It's going to zone people out. Deadeye is coming out on both sides. It is high noon in so many ways. Blam going to fire that off. Does not get anything. Will help crack the shield, but Xe goes down in the back. First kill to the defense. And now the defense, they can either sit back or rush forward. But the one thing that's sure here is that the offense really not in a great shape to push in against this double builder defense after losing Xe early in the fight.
No, One Shot's being picked off on each of these team fights. And it's going to be very hard for them to win 4-on-6, 5-on-6 consecutively when they're feeding ults and feeding ult charge at the beginning of each of these fights.
What do you think of at some point maybe running a Junkrat or a Pharah? It's not like, I mean, the Pharah could get countered by the 76, but it'd be really nice against that turret. Junkrat would be a decent answer too.
Oh, Sickness had a beautiful Helix rocket there. Forces the Mercy Resurrection out early. Ultimate Weap's going to leap in on him, but Sickness has really been a big point of trouble here for One Shot. One Shot is getting a top point. They're actually getting a lot of progress, even though the defense was on it. 2 members of the defense did go down. 2/3 have been capped as Sickness and Michael 3D absolutely go off, cleaning up the offense, but that wasn't too bad coming out from the side of One Shot. At the very least, they got very necessary progress in point A, because right now, they're a minute 30 away from losing this map outright and getting 0 points.
This double builder builds snowballs so well too. Look at these armor packs on the ground. Now you're going to be going into a team that is just buffed up, really hard to kill. The teleporter is always going to allow you to reinforce. Really, I think teams' best chances on compositions like this are always their first, maybe second push.
There we go, the offense on the way over. The only real big ultimate up right now is Earthshatter, but Earthshatter has done heroics in the past. But look at this defensive position that we're getting out here from the side of Zen. I mean, Chronic wants to land an Earthshatter, but how do you land an Earthshatter from this position? Both teams are going to be poking out here. Speed boost is coming out. The offense is going to get on top here, and really, Zen giving this up almost for free. I'm a little bit surprised. Down comes the Earthshatter. Reinhardt's going to die from this almost certainly. And a good offensive push here coming out from the side of One Shot, and kind of feels like Zen gave up a lot of position here.
All they need to do is win the team fight, though.
Yeah, do have the Deadeye coming out from Raz, and the offense still coming in, and they are going to cap this, but I gotta say, I just feel like Zen gave that up a little bit for free. They could have contested a little bit harder there.
I mean, they've done this on the other map, too. It seems like they're a little bit sloppy. They prefer to, when, offense comes, kind of play very, very defensive, and then try to go at the last minute onto the point and defend it. And there, they actually could have probably kept going, but they gave it up for free in the end. I'm not a big fan of that style of play, because then you give up too many ticks early on. And if you give up 1 or 2 ticks for free, it seems like it's just a waste when you could have pushed up to be more aggressive. Not let that happen.
It can be very hard to recover. Now taking a look here, we do have Xe now on the offensive Widow. This is one of the best areas for Widow in the game. The rooftops, either on offense or defense, is just where Widow can make her impact now. Michael 3D was able to take out Ultimate Wep there, but overall, again, we see Zen giving up a lot of payload time here. They're not contesting through the streets phase at all. I think this is a bit of a mistake. Even though they're getting some kills, look at the payload. It just continually moves forward here.
Yeah, it was a very strange resurrection, bringing up only a single fallen Winston on the roof. What that resurrection did by was a target for them to stick on the roof with while they continued to push the cart. It was almost like a distraction, Reds.
Raz able to get in deep, is able to take out Blam. Blam, of course, has been a big part of the Zen defense. The offense now being a little bit more aggressive, but take a look now. Sickness on the Widowmaker takes out Raz and is looking for more. Sickness, of course, long-time history being a TF2 sniper, not a stranger at all to Widow play, and defense really coming in there for Zen after a little bit of a shaky start.
One shot got the card up as much as possible. That's very good because even if you're able to get point A and defense is able to get set up on the second building with Widow, it could be another several minutes before you can push the cart. So they did enough work where they have a very good shot here, including this checkpoint and maybe even the map when it looked all for naught at the beginning.
It really opens up.
One thing that is at the one thing that's at least good for Zen here is that they should be able to defend at least to a bronze medal, so they will have a shot to come back on their attack. So we do see a little bit of skirmishing here on the top, 2 kills here from the defense. Raz and Exy, though, coming right back. Both teams brawling it out. As Exy going to get taken out by Sickness. That was a huge pick for Sickness. Even though he goes down the ultimate weapon right after, winning that Widow fight does stop the reign of terror from Exy.
The Zensity, looks like they're going to win this team fight. Oh, Michael 3D with the ult. Let's see if he can stall. He might be able to stall long enough for his team to get back. It's going to be hard.
Yeah, he's trying to stall for the rest of the Zen team to get here. One shot really spoiling the payload. Michael 3D stalling out the Primal Rage. Primal Rage, one of the best ults in the game at stalling. People wonder, why don't you see more D.Va and comp play? Because even though D.Va and Winston have very similar skill sets, Winston's ult, when it comes to delaying and making progress, generally has a lot more utility than D.Va's ult, which people can usually play around.
I'd say another sloppy team fight there from Zen. They were all split up. They let Cycle Waffle, the Lucio, push the cart like all the way to the end without anyone contesting him. And it just seems like they're giving up so much space and entrance for no reason.
And here we go. Yeah, I mean, right now, take a look. The payload just moving forward. 3 people pushing it. They're giving up a lot of room here. Again, the upside for them is that it's unlikely that they're going to be able to do this in 8 minutes. So they'll have a chance to really run through Hollywood on their own. But they're giving up so much space, and I don't really understand. But here we go. The offensive sound barrier is out for the side of One Shot. And they're not going in. They're just backing out. Strange.
Yeah, they blow Lucio ult for nothing.
It's kind of the indecisive nature that we've seen of them before. They just don't exactly know what they really want to do on defense, so they just keep stepping backwards and backwards and backwards, and now they're at the edge.
Well, the fight is being engaged now. Defensive sound barrier is out. Ultimate Whip, though, able to take out Arc really early on in this team fight. Offense with a little bit of momentum on their side, but Blam and Sickness going off. And that should stymie the offense for a little bit longer here. With only 3 people remaining, they're not going to be able to move forward. And they're going to have to wait for respawns if they want to get through. And a minute 30 remaining on the map. There's still the possibility that Zen could do a full hold here and stop One Shot from getting any points at all.
Now, One Shot is going to have Reinhardt and Winston ult very shortly, and Wallhack along with Bowser having red. So they're going to have the ult advantage very strongly to try to end the game here.
You have an Earth Shatter going down here. 2 quick kills here for the defense. The offense, though, coming right back. This is anyone's fight. Sickness right now looking for the extra pickup. Not going to get it. Eats a hammer to the back. The offense now moving forward. And One Shot looking like they are going to complete the map. But here comes the resurrection. Arc is on top of the point. He needs to stay alive. In comes the Earth Shatter. 3 people get knocked down. This is some serious time. But no, he charged off the point. And there it is. Michael 3D gets in at the last second to stop the cap. But now Blam, he needs to stay on. Will it be enough? Wait, they don't have it yet. Spo gets there. It's literally 0.34 away. The stalling is coming out here from the side of Zen, but it's not going to be enough. The point will be captured. Now One Shot going to be up 4-1 over Zen. So Zen must get a gold medal time if they want to tie this and force a map 3. There's a play game coming up from Sickness, and Sickness really had some great play coming from this defensive 76 spot. It really gave One Shot a whole lot of trouble.
You know, Density played such a great hold on point 8. It felt like that maybe they were tentative through the streets phase and through the last checkpoint phase. Like, they were like, okay, we did really well in the beginning. Let's just kind of hold back on D. And that really was allowed One Shot to get back into the match. I think if they played just as aggressive as they were to start the game, they probably had a very good chance of shutting One Shot out of that map, on defense there. And they probably should have.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the difference between a somewhat obtainable time and a time that's going to be really hard. They're going to have to run through Hollywood in 5 minutes if they want to tie up this series and not get knocked in the losers bracket. And Zen, I mean, I could see them doing. They definitely had moments of dominance in the last map where if they were the sort of channel that in offense, I could see them coming back, but they're going to need to be a little bit more decisive in their team fights when compared to what we saw from them in the previous map and the previous round.
Yeah, I mean, in this format, when they definitely have to beat the map in 5 minutes, I wonder if we'll see something a little bit different, a little more aggressive as far as compositions go, trying to get more snowball-y, or if they're just going to play it a little standard. I think you maybe start standard, then if you don't win those first fights convincingly, you start kind of just throwing some cheese at them.
So taking a look at the defense here coming out from the side of One Shot, the defense that needs to hold for 8 minutes. Or sorry, for 5 minutes. It's going to be Exy on the Lucio, Raz on the McCree, Ultima Wep on 76, Spazzo on a second Lucio, but that's not going to be the case because he's just helping the Symmetra get out. Every time you see multiple Lucios, always be advised that they're just helping the Symmetra get out a little bit earlier for more turrets. So he's going to be switching off here in just a second. Psycho Waffle going to be on Symmetra, Chronic on Reinhardt, and Exy will in fact be on the McCree. So double McCree coming out here for the defense of One Shot.
Something we should know, ZP?
Somewhere in the world.
I honestly, I've messed up saying Psycho Waffle's name before. I don't know what it is about that where it's just like, I'm just going to leave it where it is.
Seems like a personal thing, though. Not gonna touch it, all right?
That is a lot of hit scan going on there, though. I mean, the double McCree and 76 is going to be tough to deal with. They are going to try to run a Reinhardt, though, on the offense. They're going to run their own double McCrees, and then actually they're going to unleash the Hog here. Blam's going to play some Roadhog. Sakari and Spo will support in Mercy and Lucio.
Now, Hex, as you were talking about, if you don't win one of the first 2 team fights as offense on this map, it really does become quite difficult, because by then, defense has more than likely Teleporter and or a bunch of armor packs on D and the ult advantage. And with the time that Density needs, they have to win one of these first 2 team fights.
Yeah, we'll see if Blam can get some stuff done on a damage-boosted Pharah, who can really just wreck people, trying to get ultimate web off of his safe first.
Yeah, he was trying to get something done the Pharah, but he runs into the McCree. Raz absolutely going nuts here. 2 quick kills for him. Exy with the cleanup. McCree's all around. Kill feed nothing but Cowboys right now. McCree's going wild, but that's going to be a stronghold here for the side of One Shot. And One Shot looking pretty good here early on in Hollywood.
Yeah, besides Sickness getting, I would say, those 2 kills at the very end, even though they lost the team fight, were very big because at least it gets them some ult, it stops the defense a little bit. That pretty much went as perfect for Density as they could have.
Yeah, so there we go, the offense for Zen coming out. Reinhardt going to get taken out right away. Arc being a little bit aggressive as Raz gets a double kill on McCree again. And he's just been an absolute terror here for Zen. We do have the Resurrection coming out from the side of the defense, going to bring up the Fallen Heroes. Raz overextending a little bit, going to get taken out by Blam. So the offense not totally out of it here, but they have enough people down. I think they just have to wait for respawns and try and keep some pressure up.
I don't dislike the idea of running this combo to try to get the 76 off of his perch. The problem is they know that Raz has been hanging out in this hallway here, but they haven't been able to clear him out, and he's been wreaking havoc on that combo.
Yeah, Blam on the way in, rockets ablazing, and really something has to happen now for the side of Zen. We do have the Deadeye coming out. It's going to take out Chronic. Both sides switching up, but Exy with the flank, able to get the double kill. Ultimate Weapon following up with a double kill of his own. That's a huge amount of pressure coming out from the side of the defense, and One Shot holding really firm here. And now time-wise, you know, we're talking about a gold medal finish and all the rest, so they're going to need to cap this very, very quickly, or time is just not going to be on Zen's side.
I mean, Teleporter's up now, just as we talked about earlier. If you don't win one of those, you know, first 1, 2, 3 team fights on offense, it becomes very difficult. Now they have to find the Teleporter first and kill it. Otherwise, it's not going to matter if they win this team fight.
There you go, the offense coming in from the left side, trying to switch things up a little bit. Sakari almost getting taken out immediately here. The offense in a little bit of trouble. Raz able to take out Sickness right away. I'll note the Teleporter is down. Blam with a quick pick on the Psycho. And not the worst offensive run here from Zen. Probably the most promising that they've had the entire map thus far. Exy, though, still alive, takes out Arc. Blam looking for a pick off, and he's not going to be able to get it. The McCree pressure just way too strong. And the defense mopping everything up. 4 kills for the defense ended up. The kill feed filling with blue. And this might be all she wrote for Zen here. I'm not sure they can come back and win this now.
Well, they're going to start doing a little switch-ups here. Apparently the Pharah did not work, so they will, of course, still run that Widowmaker. They've got double Cowboy themselves. I mean, they have the potential. Anytime you're running 2 McCrees, you could snowball a team fight pretty easily. Now the window is up where that Teleporter is not up. It will be dropped momentarily, though. There it goes.
Teleporter around here.
There you go. The fight is still engaged. Blam looking for pickoffs. Does get one. Looking for another. Needs to get that 76 if he can. Has to back out though. 83 HP, not really the most healthy. Will get the mercy pick. So Blam absolutely going off. But with the time that's remaining, it might be too little, too late. We're going to see the offense, though, getting a lot of momentum here, more so than they've had for most of the map. Michael 3D gets a double kill as McCree.
No one can hide from the
Taking out all the symmetric turrets, and this should be a .8 cap for Zen. But we'll see. The defense still has a little bit of life in them. Ultimate Weapon with the Tac Visor, looking for some pickoffs. The rest of the defense might be coming in soon, but Zoning Deadeye should be preventing that.
One shot still not able to cap the point, and XC's still alive.
Yeah, the resurrection coming up. The defense might not be out of this just yet. They're able to take out a few more kills. 2 members of Zen going down, make it 3. So it was looking pretty rough for them. They were able to keep the contest up, and as a result, I mean, a really good defense coming up from the side. One shot now, Zen. It is all but GG here. Even if they were able to cap point A, I don't see them being able to bring that all the way to the end in 40 seconds. I'm not even sure it's mathematically possible, but we'll see how this ends up regardless.
Ultimate Web popped his ult there in a really rough-looking spot. Looked like really a bad move, but he was enough of a distraction that the rest of the team was able to clean up. He stayed alive at 76 and provided enough of a threat that everyone cleaned up. Now the offense with this 6K, though.
Yeah, very decisive team fight coming out here from the offense. 10 seconds remain. They are going to start the streets phase here, but again, you look at the time. They need 3 points to tie. They're not going to get it.
No, I mean, it's too little too late. Like, they needed that 4 minutes ago to have that cohesive team fight. Even the one that they won just before, they got 0 ticks after all that was said and done, which is really what you need. You need at least 1 or 2 ticks to make it easier for you. Even though they won that final team fight pretty cleanly and taken point A, there really just isn't enough time now, and they were not able to adapt as fast as they needed to against double McCree.
No, definitely not. And they didn't do themselves any favors with how Nambani went down either, where Nambani giving up a gold medal time in the system is really, really rough. I mean, Nambani, were not able to stop them at all, and that's why they were in the sort of deficit to begin with. They would have a little bit more hope, system-wise, to complete this in 8 minutes otherwise. But look at XE. XE absolutely sniping like crazy here in the middle. I'll note that is GG for the side of One Shot here, but we're just going to let teams play it out towards the end as moving forward, round of 16, we will be covering LG versus SG1, and that game should be amazing.
Watch your step.
Yeah, little EU versus NA. Get your EU versus NA rivalry going. LG, of course, you know, one of the top 2 North American teams have been around since Beta 1. But SG1, man, I watched them play earlier today, and I watched them beat the best team in Europe right now, and it was pretty impressive. A team that I did not expect to even put up a fight against Reunited absolutely beat them.
Look at that, the defense coming out strong, and I gotta say, I didn't know of him prior to this day, but Raz has really been impressing me. His McCree play has been solid this entire time, and has been a big part of One Shot being able to defeat Zensity here.
Yeah, Rasty's played really well. Of course, that is not the Raz from Envious.
No. Raz is simply Raz, just RAS. Raz might be watching the tournament today going like, wait, who is this imposter? But he does have the Raz. I think is it pronounced Raz C?
Rasty?
Ratsy? Like, that is... I'm just calling Raz because the last part is sort of like, wait, how do you pronounce this? You have the Earthshower here coming out from the defense. Kronk able to take out Arc. Both teams trading off kills here. The defense, though, absolutely smothering. And looking pretty strong here overall. And then, you know, again, even if Zen was needing to set a silver medal time here, things would be pretty much all but over. And the defense of One Shot, very impressive.
One Shot's going to be a team to watch. They've been, you know, this roster has been all over the place, up and down. These players have been on several different teams, too. They are kind of that next tier of North American teams. And, you know, honestly, just looking at their play, they have some things they need to improve and some steps they need to take. But those steps can be fixed with just practice and just finding the game out. So it's definitely a team to watch, as we talked about the higher ends of North America earlier, but they could be making a play to be, you know, 4th, 5th, and then start taking maps off those teams that are a little bit better.
I mean, I thought this match was going to be pretty equal, but I had Zensity favored.
Yeah, I think I had Zensity favored too going into this. So One Shot, I mean, they came in pretty strong all in all. I mean, I wasn't expecting this. Perhaps the pickup of Raz was a big deal for them. but definitely good stuff coming out from them, and we'll see how things go forward. That being said, Zen, of course, can fight their way through the losers bracket, and we might be seeing more of them later today when we get to losers bracket 5. Speaking of, do you guys have any calls for upsets or anything that you think is going to shock people over the course of this tournament, results-wise?
I think that if we are going to be broadcasting SG1 versus LG next, that has a very strong potential. We have to see how much of that is a fluke from before. SG1, of course, has been a very consistent Finnish team. They've played in pretty much every GosuGamers Cup, I think, since even the very first closed beta. But they have not had the same success as a lot of the other top European teams. So if they're able to do what they did versus Reunited again, I think it's a very realistic possibility. It is going to be much harder, though, now that they're a North American server playing with higher pings against an enemy.
Yeah, I would echo that. SG1, again, was very impressive earlier. I'm mostly kind of just rooting for SG1 because they've consistently run Roadhogs. Himsy run Roadhog, that's what I remember them running, just of all the games I've cast of them. They're one of the teams that always bust it out. He ran it today to great success. Their tank play today was just super impressive. And LG, I mean, they're a team that is consistently inconsistent. I think they lose games that they should win sometimes, and that could definitely have some upset potential. Of course, it is kind of difficult for them as they are, or SG1 is, not playing on their home server, but I don't know. I think chalk is kind of going to hold sway here, that the North American teams at the top end, your Cloud9 and your Envious, are probably going to meet up in the semi.
Oh, let's break it.
All right, so final score here, since we let teams play it out, it's going to be one shot over as Entity at 4-2. And a really nice play coming from One Shot and Zen. They had their moments of greatness. We'll see if they can pull it together later on in the tournament. They are not out of it just yet. There is a losers bracket, so we'll be seeing more of them hopefully soon.